Hey again, YouTube, Nutjob with a Machete, back with, well, a review for you, of course, on something that isn't really bushcrafty and isn't really, it's kind of weird. This is the Stanley Fubar. You might have seen like the Fat Max Demolition thing. Well, this is kind of like its little bitty brother. In case you need to look it up, the product number is STHT55134. And it's funny, it actually says wear safety glasses on it. I wore my work gloves and forgot about the safety glasses, so oopsie. But what is this thing? Well, you might have seen, I think Schrade came out with the Mo, which is really, really similar to this. The only difference really being, besides the price, theirs was almost twice as much as this one, was here, rather than having these little grips, was a cutout for an oxygen tank, and that was it. So, or a gas shutoff valve, you know, that kind of thing. But that really didn't... Why do I really want that? It was slightly more tactical looking, too. But this, well, this is... obviously, as you can see, the Fubar and Stanley and so on and so forth. This thing is, it kind of tries to be an all-in-one demolition tool. So I had a few people ask me after the CBT review and, well, actually even during, and the Siege review, if there was either a more budget-friendly or a less weapon-like either breaching tool or something that could be used, you know, in that kind of scenario. And so I looked around and I found this and that Mo. But this I got for about 30 bucks. I used to work at one of the biggest hardware stores, and I'm not saying its name so they don't sue my ass. But we used to carry these all the time. You can find them at, you know, like sometimes you can find them at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Rona, House of Tools, all of those. Any of the big ones, you'll probably find this. Even the smaller ones will probably carry it. But you should find it for around $30 to $45. And at that price, it's actually a surprisingly handy little item. Now, I've seen people use them for drywall. You know, this edge here, it's not actually an edge, by the way. Very shiny right there. Look at the shininess. It's not actually a knife edge. And neither is this. They're more... well, for one thing, they're concave off this way. And as you can see, it's a big old spoon shape here. So it's not really a straight, sharp edge. Up top, this is a really good prying edge. As you can see off the light. Really good prying edge. It is also concave. And both of them are, they come dull. They're not supposed to be sharp. They're not designed as a weapon. Yes, I tested it on how well it would work as an improvised weapon. You'll have to watch and see what happened with that. But basically, these are supposed to be like all-in-one tools. So you've got your gooseneck, your little pry bar at the bottom. This one has this little notch here, which is a nail puller. It's actually sharp enough on the front and the back that you can actually use it as a wire stripper. You can kind of see that, get it out of the light. You can kind of see the reflection here. Well, it's sharp enough to use as a wire stripper if you need to. Up here, this is the better nail puller. I find it's easier to get on there and pull it out. It'll also rip out screws if you get enough leverage. Supposedly this back end is for striking, and yes, it will work. You can break cinder blocks and stuff like that with it. You're not really going to use it as a hammer. If you need to use a hammer, use the flat surface here as a striking surface, and it works. It's not fantastic, but it works. I'm not even going to demonstrate that for you guys, so don't worry about that. What they did is it's a solid piece construction, and then they Chicago bolted an actually surprisingly handy and comfortable rubber grip in the middle. And I like this because this tool probably going to have a lot of impact, and with those rubber grips it doesn't transfer as much. Now, why did I get it? Well, like I said, sort of it's almost like an improvised breaching tool. It's a demolition tool that I thought, hey, you know, It's not Halligan or anything like that, but hey, you can still put this in the jamb of a door and pry, or, you know, if you need to get through in an emergency situation, do you need to get through some OSB or some plywood or something like that, get at some supplies, you know, shit hits the fan, zombie apocalypse, whatever. But while I was testing it, and actually while I was fiddling around with it, I realized that this thing would work really well as a car's emergency tool as well. If you're in an accident and you need to break the window, this will work. I am not going to demonstrate it for you because, again, I don't want to spend 4 hours cleaning up that tempered glass. But it will work easily. This edge is sharp enough, and you can get enough force just in a little quick twist. You hit the bottom of the window, it'll shatter. Or you can use the transition point, which, right there, it's actually quite pointy. You can hit any on the corners, and it'll break. So, plus, you know, if you need to pry open a door or trunk or anything like that, I thought it was kind of a cool little idea for that. So this, I can already tell you now, spoilers, it's good, is joining my emergency car kit. So, yeah. But why don't I show you some tests? So what I did was, as a just in case, you know, can it split lumber and stuff like that? Can it chop? And what is it, you know, will it pry? Will it breach? And of course, what is it like as an improvised weapon? Because this isn't a sharp edge, I didn't do a meat test. But I mean, if you hit someone with this thing, it's got enough weight. You might not cut them open, but just the impact itself is enough that it might still open them up, but it'll probably at the very least leave a really nasty bruise, probably fracture or broken bone. Let's go to the test, and we'll be right back, and then we'll continue with the insanity that is the Fubar. So I'm sure most of you guys know what Fubar stands for. It's fucked up beyond all recognition. And this definitely did that to that coconut, didn't it? And even on the battlestool, which is right next to me, obviously. Yeah, okay, chopping with here, because it's convex, it's not sharp. It's also, by the way, only sharpened on the one side. So this side it's like a chisel edge. And mine had a little burr here, so I just took a file and knocked it off quickly. You could make this sharp. I'm not going to say razor sharp, but as sharp as an axe even up here, if you wanted to make it easier to, like for instance on that one branch where I was chopping, well, I was just trying to see whether or not I could get through it. Obviously this was just crushing the wood. Sharpen it up, you might have a better chance. But yeah, on the coconut, oh damn, improvised weapon, yeah, that coconut was fucked up beyond all recognition. And the battlestool, my breaching box, once I switched it over and got leverage, I was able to breach through the OSB and the plywood. Granted, the OSB was harder, but again, what did we learn? OSB is the better coverage. But yeah, I mean, it pries really well. It actually chops surprisingly decent. It breached really well. Like I said, I'm not going to show you pulling nails or stripping wire or anything like that, because use your imagination. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty cool, and for 30 bucks, I was actually pretty impressed with it. So, yeah. But that's about it, obviously. You know, I'm either going to start extolling the virtues or going crazy, so we're going to stop. And I'm going to thank you for watching this video, and of course, if you like this video, click like, subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and hey, if you've got an idea that, you know, you want to see me test out, I can see if I can find it. Getting a Halligan tool is really expensive, so please don't ask for that. But, you know, put a comment down below, and of course, share this video as much as you want, especially if, you know, maybe you are in the demolition trade, you got one of these and you want to show other people, hey, this is what I could do with this. Okay? And until next time, guys, I'm Not Job with a Machete with a Fubar. That's actually a pretty cool bar. Oh god, that was horrible. I'm so sorry. Anyways, stay sharp.